Good morning. How would you like to see the feeding tanks? See this? Whatever gets ingrained in this. You see this one over here? Let's just draw the straight line. This is your Y. This is your Y. This is your Y. We may as well just call it YTV. This is your Y. This is your Y. And this is your Y. Shin, right? You ever hear of the shin in Hebrew, right? In Hebrew, the shin dot would go over here. The sin and the shin, they would go over here. Have you ever seen these? In French, they would call it circumflex. Okay? There's two sides to the circumflex. There's the top side and there's the inside. This side and this side. If it was called the moon, it'd be 2160. If the moon was put in the middle of the earth, it would split the earth at 2160, leaving the total of 2880, 2880. 2880 towards the moon, okay, towards this number, okay, is 1 1/4 efficiency on two sides. 1 1/4 efficiency, equaling to the size of the moon. Here's your shin and your sin. Here, okay, is your pack. But let's just look at this. 1 and 6, okay, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. Okay, 1 and 6 or 16 or 61. 4, okay, to the power of 2 is 16. 2 to the power of 4. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. 42, 24. The day of the 9 lives of the cat, E-I-E-I-O, but let's just leave that out. 2 and 5 are 25, right? Let's go to 25. Okay, when we get this 25 over here, that's 5 to the power of 2. If we had to reverse it at 52, okay, we get 2 to the power of, what is it? 2 to the power of 5. Okay, 2 to the power of 5 equals to a total of 32. We are missing the 20 world. 210. 20 is now missing from this. We can't go to the next one. If we went 2 to the power of 6, we end up at 64. Now we have to minus 12. Minus and plus 20, 12. Mathematical equation. Okay, everything has to be made perfect. So let's take this to another level. I just wrote this down in an equation. Hold on. Things are in half. Things are in half, because if you have 2 and you only have 1, that's half. Half of a pair. I think everything is halves or quarters, pieces and parts. In fact, when you have a whole of something, you have the left side, the right side, the side, the back side, the front side. In fact, just a string alone has 2 tails. There ain't no head. Can you call this a head and this a head, or call them both tails? So H and T, heads and tails, time heaven. Heads and tails, 2 tails. I think the head comes out of here. Let's just speak about something from a continuous I'm going to add on to a video. And I want to add it on about 16 or 61. I'm going to just point the camera a little bit down. So this is the end, a continuation of a video. In order to get these 7s over here, I'm going to use them as whole numbers, okay, or part numbers. This 3 is made up of 2 and 1. This 4 is made up of 2 and 1 or 2 and 2. This 5 is made up of 2, 2 and 1, 2 and 3 or 1 and 4. This 6 is made up of 1 and 5. Now 1 and 5, there's already a 1 inside 5. In order to create 5, you need 2 and 3, you need 4 and 1 to create 5, right? So you need 5 and 1 to create 6, right? You need 3 and 3 to create 6. So you have to understand how we get all these numbers to be. I'm not giving you any equation, because when it comes time to understanding the recipes, this is how we understand the recipes, by understanding the equations. 4 times 4 makes this perfect. 5 times 5 makes this perfect. 5 times 5 again. We need to make this, but now we need to add 9. Now we reverse the first one. It becomes 7 times 7. So now look how 4 and 7 come together. The only difference is it's 49. We must add 12 to this equation. Since it's 2 parts of a dice, we need 6 and 6. Automatic. Someone to run the dice. Something whole to run that dice. When we have 52, we might have 4 times 13. Okay? We have 7 times 7 plus 13. Look, the same thing. So 5 and 2 and 6 and 1. The gateway is inside 4. 4 balls. 4 games to the gateway. Then 4 and 3, we now need 6. The spirit of 76 is Earth inside DC. 36 and 49 equals to 85, which is system matrix. 13 and 7, 1 and 3 is 4, and 7 is 4. Here is 6 and 1. This is the way these numbers are created. When we take the same thing inside of time, we have to run the 60-second clock. We have 28 cycle of the moon, area space left over, 44 and 16 equals to 60. Minus 28 equals to 32, the doorway, the freezing point, BC. Venus, Earth. 25 and 35 will create 10. We now need 50, half and half. The representation is the letter L. This will now become 16. 16 will now become 44. To have her, we need space. 34 and 26 equals to the 60. Don't forget this is on the other side, right? 30 seconds on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4 left, 1, 2, 3, 4 right to get this. How do you get 25? Take 30 minus 5, take 30 minus 5, and each side is 10. 34, you have to add 4, equals to 8 and 10. Now this 8 will now equal to the 52 Earth. Now we take the same thing over here in time. I don't know if we can understand the connecting between this. And we're going to go 1, 5, and 3 are red numbers. 6, 2, and 4 are black numbers. So when we bring 1, 5, 3, it says ace, and it says the birth inside these two. These two letters represent Earth and Jupiter. Of course, you can do other things with the spirit over here of Mercury, but guess what? Mars takes up that spirit when they move it into magic square. Magic square is a perfect 15, okay? 51 everywhere. Mars is everywhere. 1, 5, and 3 multiplied it. 15 and 9 equals 6 or 24, and that is the X letter, I, here. Okay, X is 24, 2 and 4 is 6, and it creates 8 and 6. When we have 2, 4, and 6, I don't like the way I explained it. The total is 24. 24 day of man, okay? We're going to take it into the next level. 2, 4, and 6 used up. 2 times 4 times 6, 48. 2 days, 24 is 1 day. Multiply it by 2. 2 times 4 is 8, connecting the nights to connect the days. 8 and 8. 48, 2 plus 4 plus 6 is 12. We have 60, the 60 seconds on the clock. This represents the sun, and this number represents the father of Mars and the birth. When we take 9 and 15 equaling to 24, minus the 60 equals to 36. 36, creation of man. 3 6s equal 27, creation of man inside the red sun, the big red dog. 48, ever see the red eye, right? The big red dog looking at you. 48, the sun, minus the 12, or add the 12, equals to 48 plus 12 is 60. 48 minus 12 is 36. 60, okay, let me just take a look at this. I can't see. Okay, fix the error. There was no error. 48 plus 12. 48 plus 12 equals to 60. 60 plus 24. It's very blurry and I can't see it. Equals to 84. Yeah, I keep confusing myself. These numbers, right? This is 24, this is 60. So I'm minusing and adding the numbers from each other. In one area, okay, this number will come out to 84. It's very blurry on my screen. I don't know if it's blurry on your screen. Maybe this is better. 24, 60 minus equals 36. Added equals 84. 84 is Pluto. The difference between here and here is 48. 48 equals to the sun. This equals to Pluto. One is 1/2. The other is 2 to 1. If you add them together, okay, if you add them together, 24 and 24 is 48. 60 and 60 is 120. 120 plus 48 is 168 hours in a week. When you minus it, it creates 72. 72 cycle of the clock. 48, 120. When you add it and minus it again, it becomes that 168. Okay? When you add this and minus this, it becomes 220 and 96. 220, 96 is half the rotation of birth. 220 and 96 becomes 316. That is your touchdown. The bad cat. 1, 2, 4. 9 lives of the bad cat. 1 is equivalent to 9. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 will equal 7 and 9. Adding and minusing the 1. The 1 is an in-between. It's a splitter. It's part of. It's nothing at all. It's in between. It's holding the center of something else. Here's your 220, 124, and 316 is 440. See, from your 316 touchdown, you now have area space. Area space of the spirit of the birth from the Pluto Venus. Switched. Remember, we switched the 9 position for Saturn. We switched the 2 position for Pluto. Is how we brought it in. I'm hoping you understood this whole entire equation. There was an error that I had created, and one of the errors is right over here. 7 times 7 is 49, and it's plus 3. You see what happens over here? 7 times 7 is 49 plus 12. When we come down to Earth, it's 7 times 7, 49. Because we have to make everything perfect. It can't be 8 times 8, and I need the same number. Okay? I need 7 to the power of 2, 5 to the power of 2, 4 to the power of 2. I need all to the power of the beta world. 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4 are my numbers. Okay? Here becomes 7. Now we go 43, 6 times 6 plus 7. This is your gateway. Now we're going to just drag in one thing. How do we create? 6, 1 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 3. Remember, when creating, we have an entirety. The first and the last, okay? First and the last. Here's first and the last. What is the center? The 3 creates ace. All these numbers, 1, 4, and 7, okay? 1 and 6, 4 and 6, 7 and 6, 1, 4, and 7. Add G and E. Add electric company. ECGE, electric company inside the moon. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Inside of 7, 1 over here, it also says, Ja, game is me. The 10 game is in me. Okay, that I don't know how to explain that either. 9 and 24, this will be 24, this will be 6, equaling to 30. This will be 36 and 60, equals to 96 rotation of creation. Here's your 1 and 5, here's your 1, 5, and 3, here's your 2, 4, and 6. Forget about your 6s, forget about your 3s. That is your creation life. Just let's work with 1, 5, and 2, 4, because the 3 is the in between. So 2 times 4 is 8, 2 plus 4 is 6, this one will be 14, this one will be 11. 11 and 14 equals 2. I'm going to do it right here. 11 and 14. Okay, this will equal to BK. This will equal to AD. Ban KN. Bad KN. What is bad KN? This will now equal to 2 and equal to 5. The 25th letter is E. The 11th letter is K. Ban the key. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I do want to add one other thing. This is KAEN. Bad keen. KAEN. When these two letters come together, it says con. It's a bad con. K is the 11th letter. 1 and 1 is 2. It's a bad bond. The bad bond. James Bond 007. It's a bad doorway. That's what it's telling me. The key is a bad doorway. I'm not sure what else I have to do in here or should do in here. This one is 12. This was 18. This will create left and right. 12, just the same way as here. 12, 18. The center is 15 over here. Is there anything else in here I have to talk about? There was one other thing I was working on, and it was all the 10s. In fact, we're going to get with this in the next video. We don't want to start at 0. 60 goes to 69. We have nothing till 1 a.m. Nothing happens till 1 a.m. Okay, because nothing is completed on the clock. Here's your 12 o'clock. Here's your 1 o'clock. Here's your 11 o'clock. 1, 1, and 1. Here's your 10 o'clock. Here's your 2 o'clock. And then over here is your equator. 9 and 3. Or 90 degrees and 90 degrees. Let's take it a different way, right? But the plane is 180 degree flat. Flat. Thank you for watching this video.